Hi everyone, I'm here. Oh, let me know who is in so I can say hi. Oh, Lauren, hi. Eileen, hi. Oh, I don't want to see discounts in Joann's and Michael's because it gets me super annoyed that we don't get those sort of discounts here. I know you guys have the 50% off one item and that sort of thing. We don't get that here. I don't want to order any more things. I did do a big order of Head in the Clouds before Christmas actually, so I've got that to play with. So I thought I've gone and printed my photos from where I left off yesterday up until today, and I'm going to be working on that, and then the only photographs I've got left to do are for tomorrow. So we're going to friends for New Year's Eve, so I'll add those photographs in on the 1st. But for now I'm just going to continue working on catching up and getting 99% of this done. I was going to do a traveller's notebook page as well because I've got some extra photographs, so I'll probably come back to that if I have enough time. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this stream does not freeze like it has been doing. I've updated my phone or reset my phone to see if that's going to help, but I do genuinely believe it looks like it's a YouTube problem, not me. So we'll see how we get on anyway. I'm sure you'll shout at me if the feed freezes. So I hope you're all very well this evening. And one thing actually that I forgot to include was when we went to the garden centre, our purchases were put into one of those brown paper bags, and it had this logo on the side. And the reason it's all screwed up is because I said to my husband, keep that bag, I want it. And then when I said, where's the bag? He said, oh, it's screwed up in the bin. Luckily I managed to grab it before it went anywhere. So it's a little bit crumpled, but I wanted to include it in my album because I thought it was cute. So what I've done is I'm just skipping back to the 22nd just to finish this bit off. So I've cut down a piece of acetate in the same size as a page protector, and I'm going to add this on so it overlays the photographs from the garden centre. But what I'm going to need to do is I need to back the photograph with some pattern paper so you don't see the glue the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to use the Snow and Cocoa collection to do that. I'm just going to find one that might complement the photographs on the other side. And I do like the little snowman one. Don't know if that's going to work. Oh, I quite like this one. I'm going to use that one. Oh, I think I've got two here. Hi Caroline. Hi Shelby's kids. I take it your name is Shelby. Hi Georgia. Yeah, it froze again yesterday, Georgia, so I think I got to about an hour and a half before it froze again, so fingers crossed we're going to be okay today. So because I want this to go the other side, I need to trace this face down, and literally that is just going to fit the paper either side. So I'm just going to get my pencil. James, could you bring my scissors in for me? Scissors are always in the living room when I'm doing this. Oops. So I just want to trace around this so I get exactly the same size when I cut it out. There we are. Hi Paula. James, do you have my scissors please? We have some good news. We finally have some heating. Woohoo! We had, if anything, I'm a little bit too warm currently. We had the plumber out today fixing where the leak is, and the the boiler is now staying on and we have heating. So I'm so pleased, and after this I'll be grabbing some dinner and I'll be getting into a nice hot bath. My parents bought me some bath bombs for Christmas, so I'm going to be making the most of those. That was going to be my story for today, but we were waiting for the plumber to turn up and he didn't arrive until about 3:30 this afternoon, so he didn't leave till 4:30. Didn't really have enough time to have a bath and get the photographs ready to document. So I'll be doing that this evening, so I might add those in as well to document the good news for the day. Right, so I'll just move my traveller's notebook out of the way. So this bit is going to go on the front, and then this bit will go on the reverse. Shelley. Okay, cool. So I'm going to attach that either side just with some double-sided tape, and we'll get this one going. I'm not going to do anything else to this. I don't know whether I want to add any journaling in for the garden centre. It's the first time we've been there. So when we moved out of Berkshire, we moved to Oxfordshire, and so we don't really know many places around here. And someone gave us a recommendation to go there, and it was awesome. So I might add some journaling in that about it being our first time going to that particular garden centre, and it's probably going to be our new Christmas tradition every year. Right, let's try and get this lined up so it's straight. Okay, let's not bend too much. And then I'm just going to do reverse. So if you've got something that you don't want to be seen, you're using acetate, then just cut it from the back and cut it on the reverse, so flip the paper over, because otherwise if your shape isn't exactly symmetrical, which I think this one wouldn't be, then you're going to get the wrong shape on the reverse. Come on. I still haven't done my hand lettered December that I want to add in. That's going to be one of the last things that I'm going to be doing. I have bought and downloaded Procreate in order to be able to do that though. So I have got an element, a little bit of the white space showing around here, but I'm not really going to let that bother me. So that is going to go straight into the album, and that is going to go there. So that will overlay the photographs behind, and then, as I said, I'm just covering it up with that on the back, which I'm not too fussed about that not having any decoration. So that was just skipping back to the 22nd. As I said, the 23rd, I didn't have the photograph printed because it was on my phone. So the 23rd is just a photograph of my mum, and this was her chilling out, not having to do anything on this particular day. James, I'm really going to annoy you. Could you bring my trimmer in as well? He's going to punch me when he comes back in, I think. James? Could you bring my trimmer in? Because I'm live. Yeah, you come and you'll bring it to me because you love me. Hi Gisela from Miami. Never been to Miami. We've been to we have been to Florida, but we've only ever been to Orlando. Right, let's trim this down a little. It's a little too big. Oh yeah, we did drive down to Kennedy Space Centre. Well, we didn't, the coach did. Right, so I'm just going to back that on here. can see, me and my ATG are still currently not on speaking terms because it's playing me up something chronic. I used to think that I was the ATG whisperer. Not so much. It just isn't playing ball, so I've given up with that for the rest of this year at least. And I'm having to put up with the double-sided tape. Right, so I'm just going to line that up on there. Hi Kelly! Yay! Well, I've been trying to do these as much on a weekend as possible, because I know it's easier for people to be able to catch a live video on a weekend. So you have to let me know if you like the live videos, and if you do, then I'll schedule some in for the new year. He's very tolerant, Eileen. Very tolerant. He does have to put up with a lot. So that's just going to go straight onto this tag. And if you haven't caught the previous video, any of the previous videos, then this tag was actually part of the tag album that I made, but because I wasn't going to be using that tag album, it was just there as a design idea, then I've destructed the tag album to use at least one of them on this one, in this album, should I say. So I'm going to put my photograph on there. As I've said, journaling's going to be going on the back of this tag. I haven't decided whether I'm going to hand journal in the white lines, but what I think I might do is just print it, type it and print it, and then I'll stick it on instead. So I just wanted to go back and fill those couple of, do the garden centre extra bit and pop the photograph in for the 23rd. So we got up to here yesterday, the 24th. I added in my photograph that I was missing yesterday, where I'd cut this page protector down. Photograph of Bella, because she can open her own wrapping, her own presents. She tears all of the paper off. She does a really good job, bless her. But again, the journaling will go on the back of this tag, so I'm not going to add anything else on here. Then we got all the way up to the 26th. This is where it froze yesterday. I just popped a couple of tiny word stickers on there to 25th, sorry, and now we can work on the 26th. So for Boxing Day, which I don't think you guys call it Boxing Day elsewhere in the world, I know it's known as Boxing Day here, which is the 26th of December. We had James's uncle and aunt come over, the ones that went to Disney World with us last year, and we had a lovely picky afternoon tea with turkey sandwiches and loads of little bits and pieces. So I grabbed a photograph of the table setting, and then what I did, I decided that 6x8 that I actually removed for Christmas Day, I am going to use this for the 26th instead, because the 2x2 one was meant to be the 26th, so I'm going to have to add something back in. So I decided to do a large 6x8 photo, and then I also did a collage of other photographs that we did, loads of Snapchat pictures and pictures of the dogs half asleep. So I'm just going to test it's going to be a little bit too wide, so I need to trim this down a little bit. I think I printed it a little bit bigger because these page protectors are not true 6x8. So what I'm probably going to do first is stick them together, and then I can trim them. So what I did on the, I just used the Project Life app. No, I didn't. I used one called Pic Collage, I think, to do these photos. And then I left a space in the middle to add in an embellishment. Okay, so just make sure I've got these the correct way up, because you know, when I'm not concentrating I tend to make mistakes. And let's just stick those together. There we are. And Abby's brought my trimmer in for me, so I'm just going to trim off. That's near my album up there. I'm just going to trim off a little bit from each side. Hi Barbara! You need to scrap along, Kelly. Yeah, it would be unusual, Liz, to handwrite on the lines. I don't know whether my OCD will handle the fact that the writing is in the wrong direction. So I think I'm probably going to type it along with most of the other ones. Hi Mum! Hi Jensen if you're watching. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that's left me with a really rough edge down there. I hate when... Anybody else got this Fiskars trimmer? It doesn't like to cut the smallest little slither. It drives me nuts. Right. And then I need to take off a little bit at the bottom. So I'm just going to see if that now fits in the page protector. Oh, I don't complain that I'm too hot, but I tell you what, I'm actually roasting now. No, it needs a tiny bit more, which is super annoying because trying to take off a tiny amount of this trimmer is a nightmare. Doesn't really give a nice clean edge. Okay, let's see if that worked. The large photo of the table. Yeah, I had to get in there and go and snap it quickly before we destroyed the table settings and the food. Oh, squeeze in nicely. Oh, squeaky, squeaky. There we go. That goes in perfectly. So that is the photograph from Boxing Day of our lunch, and then I just need to decide whether I want to add something onto this. I do have the Studio Calico little rub-ons. I've got an open pack somewhere, I just can't find them. There they are. That might be quite cute on the photo. And I've got these that I haven't used yet. That Happy Christmas is quite the same red as this. Let's see. Oh, there's that Make-A-Wish. I might use the Happy Christmas. And a few of the stars as well. Now, I'm going to see... Oh, I've just knocked that one off as well. Do I want this on the outside of the page protector? Problem is with chipboard, it does make the page protectors buckle. Hi Harmony, no you haven't missed much. I've just done a couple of other things, but I've not been on here long. No Jensen or Lewis, you've got a quiet night then. So, I'll pop that. Oh, that wasn't quite straight. I'll pop that down on there, and I think I want to add in a few of these little stars as well. And that almost sort of goes around the plate setting there. I don't think I want to add any more in. I'm just trying to think if I want to include any of these rub-ons as well, or whether it just be a bit overkill. Let's go for it. As I said with rub-ons, easiest thing to do is actually cut around each one. So otherwise you end up rubbing on the next one as well. Even if you've not applied any pressure, sometimes if they're older, they can transfer as well. I'm just going to cut out a couple of stars. Oops. Oh no, lipstick. Oh man. I have to go with that one there. See, that's the problem, it's falling down there, and it doesn't even take much rubbing these ones to come off by the looks of things. Right, I have to cope with that one being there, which I didn't place there, but Okay, let's check in where everyone is at. So if you're doing December daily, just leave a comment on the chat with what day you're up to. I think these ones are older, Liz, but they seem to still be working okay. But if it hits that, that bit of paper, then it does seem to rub off on its own. That's why I'm having to cut these out, because they seem to be, if I try and lay it down, it seems to be rubbing some of the other ones on as well. Okay. Right, that's all I'm going to do with that. I don't want to add any more. I'm going to do some up here, but I want to leave that area where you've got the depth effect going on. Come on, get back in there. Yeah, rub-ons are okay, but they do have a, they definitely have a shelf, a life date on them. So on the reverse, as I said, I left this area here in order to be able to embellish. So I'm just going to grab the these little puffy stickers, and I'm so desperate to use this one. And because there's some photographs in here with Snapchat filters on, I thought it was perfect. Because there's, I think there's like a one that makes, yeah, this one here makes you look like a bear with ears. So I thought I'd include that one on there. And maybe this little Merry Christmas underneath. That's cute. Okay, so I'm going to pop that into the page protector, and that is 26 done. So in terms of adding in multiple photos, one of the easiest ways to do that is by collaging them. So when I looked at how many photographs I had for the 26th, and how much room I had left in my album, I wanted to include quite a few of them. I have got some extra ones to be able to add into my traveller's notebook, but the easiest way for me would be to collage them, which I've done here, and that means I've managed to get 8 photographs in on one page. So I'm going to move on to the 20. Oh, we didn't add the number on for this one, and I took it off and I've saved it. Here it is. Because this one came out of the this one came out of the pack, so I think this one, sorry, came out of that sleeve there. So I think what I'm going to do is just add this 26 on above that Happy Christmas, and that's going straight straight onto the outside of the page protector, because these are these are foam and they're a bit bulky. So I'll pop that one on there. So that's the 26th. Now we're going to work on the 27th. Yes, I'm going all the way to the end of the month, Kelly. Belinda, day 16. That's still pretty good going. No, her roast potatoes were not good, Caroline. Don't even give her any encouragement on that. You haven't finished for 2016 December daily. Goodness me. Come on, Kelly. Give yourself a kick up the backside. Yeah, puffy stickers as well. I haven't had a massive problem with puffy stickers going dry or anything, but I have heard people complain that they do have a shorter lifespan on them. You're not doing December daily, Georgia? Oh. You haven't even started your scrapbooking project life for December. My project life is about 8 months behind. I haven't done anything in it for ages, so that will be a catch up for next year, I think. Okay, so day 27, we did absolutely nothing on the 27th. Well, we waved goodbye to James's uncle and aunt. His other uncle turned up because he forgot to put his present, his second present, in the bag that he come to collect. So he popped by. And then apart from that, we had a pretty quiet day. So I'm at take full advantage of it. I stayed, well, to be fair, I haven't really been out of pyjamas this last week. That's really bad, these last few days. Don't worry, I have been putting clean pyjamas on. So that day I put my new Beats headphones on and I was lying on the sofa watching a bit of YouTube. I like to watch crime documentary videos. And I just grabbed a picture knowing that I wasn't going to have anything else to use for this day. So I'm going to trim this down, I think, ever so slightly because I don't like how it butts up to the edge of the bit of paper I've got behind. And this is a little tip as well, because on this bit of 4x6 here, I'm using that. The reverse of that has got day 28 on, and then I'm actually going to use the pink side. So I've only had to use one bit of paper, but because it's double-sided, it's sort of covered off both days for me, which was quite handy. It's not that I don't have sufficient paper to complete my album at all, and I will be sharing a craft room tour in the new year, so you will get to see my new space, because I did a craft room tour at my last house, but I won't be doing that until the floor has been sorted in here. Now the leak has been fixed, so I'm just going to pop this photograph here. And I'm going to see if I've got any embellishments that will help me with this, because again, it's not, I haven't really got any journaling to go on this. It's just a lazy day. I'm cool with this. I mean, I added this card in originally when I was doing the foundation pages, and it's got the Let It Snow cut file, and we haven't had any snow this year, or this Christmas should I say. It's really not a problem. I'm just going to leave it there. It's not going to bother me. So I'm just going to have a look through the little cute polar bear. What other bits do I have? Oh, thanks, Harmony. Yeah, some great ideas for washi tape in that series. You've got a weekend retreat at the end of January. I've got quite a few scrappy things coming up this year, next year technically. So we've got we're doing our own little weekend retreat with 5 of us. We've booked a house with a massive dining table so we can just sit and craft a weekend. That's in early February. Then March I've got a weekend retreat. And then in October, I think it was June, one or the other, can't remember which one I'm on now, but it's another weekend retreat with Elisa Fonseca is teaching, so that should be quite good. No, your roasties were not gourmet, Mum. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, quite a few people do their December daily in January. Yeah, I'm craving roast potatoes, Harmony, that's for sure. My new space is good, because I've been so used to using my old space and having everything where it was. And I know we've been in here since the end of July, but I'm still moving things around, still finding new spaces that work better for me. Yes, my leak is sorted, Georgia, thank God, but it just has happened to be in my craft room. Piece of music paper. Yeah. And I have some music paper somewhere, but I have no idea where I'm likely to find that at this very moment. Because it's not in my December daily stash. So I could go with that. I also remembered I had the chipboard from Snow and Cocoa. I can hear the radiator rumbling for some reason. So I could add in a couple of bits from here. Maybe just a couple of trees, or maybe the oh dear. No, I want to use the oh dear for something else actually, and you'll see that in a second. Maybe the little birds. Or this little mason jar. Oh, I tell you what I have got that I haven't used yet, and that's going to stick down already. I have got the little shaker pockets from the Snow and Cocoa collection. These ones, which I haven't actually done anything with yet. I think these are from Snow and Cocoa. These are the little mason jars. And that will sort of fill the space without me having to add any journaling in. It's very obvious what I'm doing. And I've got, let me move these bits out of the way because I'm crowding the screen at the moment. And I bought this for £1 from the Works. And it says luxury confetti, but confetti stroke sequins, same thing, right? And it comes in this handy little bag. There's nothing worse than opening sequins and then the packet rips and they go everywhere. So I'm going to see if I can squeeze these in. I don't actually know how you're meant to do this. Hi Natalie! Yeah, the bird with the hats are cool, but I think this will fill up the space nicely if I can get these little shaker things in. And especially because it goes along with the Let It Snow theme. So you can't massively see them on camera, but they are iridescent. I could seal that up, but I don't think they're going to actually fall out of there, if I'm honest. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to commit to that and stick that down, I think. Oops. Okay. Let's put the backing off of this. So let me know what your New Year's plans are. Are you going out? Are you staying in? Are you staying in and scrapbooking? That would be my ideal New Year's. I love spending New Year's with friends, but having an evening in doing nothing is equally as great. Okay. I think it needs something else, but I don't know what. Maybe some not tiny word stickers, I'm obsessed. Maybe some little alphas. I've got some pink ones somewhere. Here they are. They're more of a corally pink. I've got grey. Grey might work because of the silver that's in here. Might use these ones. I love these ones. These are October Afternoon Daily Flash. I don't know if they make them anymore. These are brilliant. What shall I call this one? Do you know what, Lauren? I can't watch Christmas films after Christmas. I don't feel the same about them anymore. A stitch type border on the mason jar page. I know what you mean. Let me find my 0.8 pen. Sparkling white grape juice. Sounds awesome. It was one of the few times of the year that I get completely drunk, to be honest. And that's normally encouragement from friends rather than anything else. I do like a porn star martini. It's one of my favourite drinks. That's surrounded that. I think I might go up here as well, make it look like it's two separate cards. It's got the word joy on it already. What can I say? I don't want to say chilling. I might just put relax. I've got an E, that's the main concern, yep. I might put and relax. Oh, chillaxing, yeah. Italian food. I've not had dinner yet this evening, so I am hungry. We've been eating so much rubbish though. We've been having just a butt ton of party food, and it's only last night that we actually had something hot and substantial. Saying that, James, do you want to go and put the oven on? Perhaps not quite yet, actually, I'm not ready. Okay. I might put and relax. I know it's going over my face slightly, but again, I'm cool with that. Because I think this was the first stop day. Everything else we were just go, go, go constantly. So D. Relax. Okay. Don't know if I want to add anything else on. It still feels a bit empty over here. I'm not too sure what to do about it. Because I've got a lot of bits already going on up here with the cut file, the tab, the wood veneer. Then I've got the acetate, and I've got the numbers on top, and then I've got the shaker pocket, the shaker tag. That's what you call it. So I've got quite a lot going on already. Maybe let me see how these gold stars look. Maybe a couple of these gold stars. It fills it in a little bit. I think I'll do that. I think I will do that and squeeze those down. Okay, so that's going to be my 27th. The title's going to work for me so that I don't have to do any journaling on it. So that was handy. And then we're going to flip that over because the 28th is on the reverse of this pocket. So the card is already in here. It says Merry and Bright Christmas. And the number 28 is already stuck down. So the photograph I took is of this random guy that come to find the leak, and he most certainly did. So I just grabbed a photograph of him. He's not identifiable by the photo, so I can't get sued. And this is going in my album because I think I've said before, it's not necessarily about doing all the happy, jolly memories of Christmas. Sometimes things go wrong, and this is exactly one of those times. And our time pretty much is consumed by dealing with this issue. So the fact that we did nothing else this day apart from have the guy come in for a few hours to come and locate the leak, and then we were ringing around insurance companies and all sorts, trying to get them involved. Yes, so I'm going to add that on, and then I saw on the chipboard sheet this. So I want. Oh no, it was the oh dear one, wasn't it? I wanted to add this in somehow. However, I've got the 28 there, and I think I was a bit silly and I stuck that 28 down. So I am going to. It's just stuck to my photo. Brilliant. Let's just get that off. It's going to be going back over the photo, I think, so it's not too much of a problem. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, no I didn't, I just gently put them down. So I'm going to pop this oh dear probably there, because I want you to be able to see what he's doing in the photo. Okay, and then what I'm going to do in terms of these numbers are actually going to come off. I'm not going to be using these for 28 because I don't have enough space. So I'm going to pull out, what other numbers did I use? I used the silver Merry and Bright ones. Do I have another 8? Yes, I have 28. 28. hoping these will fit instead. Yep. Oops. There we go. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print my journaling and put it in strips up here. So as I said to you before, these pre-made cards, pre-made filler cards are perfect for doing things like this. What am I going to do for dinner tonight? I'm not sure, James. What have we got? Sausage. What sausages for dinner tonight?
Might make pigs in blankets.
You might make pigs in blankets.
Yeah.
I thought we were trying to get away from all the rubbish food.
Well, we've got bacon to use.
We've got bacon and sausage to use. If we got an egg, we could have an English breakfast. Okay, so day 27, day 28, done. Those are going in. Sorry, yeah, 27, 28. Now 29, I don't know what happened to 29, but 29 I had no, it wasn't factored in when I was doing the sleeves. I have no idea why, what happened to that. So what I did is, because I didn't want to add in another page protector, well, I'm going to have to fill both sides, I decided to add one of these tags in. So these are the ones that I was saying the other day that were bought from a place called Pound Stretcher in the UK, which is just a cheapie shop. And so I thought, if I just add a tag in, I'm not going to have to worry about both sides, because this has got the decoration on already. Now I've punched it, and I had to punch it like this because I wanted it to be evenly spaced height wise in the album. So this day was a wrap up warm sort of day. It was absolutely freezing in the house, so we were just I was wrapped up in the blanket most of the day, to be fair. So I know, sorry? It is nice and toasty in here now. So although 27th was a relaxing day, this day here, we were hoping that the plumber was actually going to come and fix the leak this day, but he didn't. So, and it was so cold that I ended up being wrapped up in a blanket. So what I'm going to do is this photograph, I'm just going to add in some paper layers behind, and then this is going to go on. And again, I think I'm going to print my journaling and add it in strips to this. And I think there are some bits actually in the ephemera packs that might work, so I'm going to cluster up the and use some clusters around this photo. And I'm just using papers here that I've already cut into, so this is a great way to be able to get them used up. And I'll just chop that down a little bit. Hi Ali with Polo. The blanket, that's hubby's blanket, but we do have a huge stash of blankets, but his one is so thick and cosy that it stays in the living room, and it's normally me that's wrapped up in it, to be fair. Right, so I think I'm going to back it with the pink, and then, oops, and then I'm going to layer the black and white one underneath that. Right, pull that off. Do the black and white first. Actually, I might do the black and white first. Yeah, it's a great way to get used up the scraps. So anything you've already cut into, use to do mats and layers underneath your photos. And I quite like a white border around my photo anyway, so this paper will work perfectly for that. Okay. Oh, come on, there we go. I'm going to be doing a traveller's notebook if I have time on tonight's video, then I'm going to do a very quick one. See, traveller's notebook layouts to me take 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. They're so easy to put together. And my announcement for my next series, which may or may not involve traveller's notebooks, I don't know how much I've told you so far, will be up on my channel tomorrow, so watch out for that one. I need another colour. I need another one. I need another one. Oh, that's the same one. Maybe this green one, because I'm not a fan of green, but if I use it behind a photo, it's not too bad. I can hide it. I wonder if my mum has disappeared because I was moaning about her roast potatoes again. We'll see if she stayed in the comments or not. Right. And then I'm just gonna layer this one to the left. So I have a bit of that green popping through. And layering behind photos is very, very easy. One of the easiest things to do is to use offcuts when you've got small bits, and just start attaching them behind the photo. Change your thickness in terms of the amount of paper that you can see. So use some with a thicker bit, some with a thinner bit, and makes layering very, very easily. Very, very easy, should I say. Right, so I'm just going to grab out all of the things, all of the ephemera pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to have a little look at what I want to start layering in here. Some bits I've got. Dogs, can you please go and lie down? Oh, I've got some little music notes. Could work for that other page actually. Dogs, could you please go and lie down? So these are never ever going to get used on anything else. So thinking of just going for it with this. Oh, I do have this hot cocoa and fuzzy socks one though. So what else there is? Don't put too much acetate on. Oops. Tuck that in up there. And we've got this little pink snowflake. Oh, thanks, Eileen. Yeah, tell me now, because I'm going to be probably extremely drunk this time tomorrow, so don't know, it's 10 to 7, maybe not extremely drunk, but probably getting there. I'm just trying to find little bits I want to include. But there's a couple of different collections here that make it a little bit more difficult to make them work together. So I think everything that I've selected here is just from Snow and Cocoa. And these little snowflake things. And then maybe another acetate snowflake. I think that's what I'm going to work with. I think. Yeah. So, oh, it'd be so much easier if I had a tape runner. So frustrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in place. Try and keep them where they are. I'm happy with the spacing that I've got. And but be careful with the acetate stuff, because normally it's got a plastic film over the top. So make sure you get that plastic film off. And I'm going to stick this just in one corner. And that's going to hide underneath this piece of ephemera here. Get that, I'm going to cut that bit off because you're not going to see it. Right under there. There we are. And then I might pop that up onto some foam actually. Give that one a little bit of dimension. Hi Zoe! Right. Okay, I know that these bits are going in this order. I'm just going to move those out of the way for a second. That's going to be tucked in. I'm just going to get my photograph stuck down. Oh, James, could you turn the heating down? Could you turn the heating down? It's roasting in here. I don't want to complain about the heating, but I'll tell you what, it's absolutely hot. Hot as anything in this room. It's because I've got my studio lights on as well. It's not helping. Okay, so I think what I might do actually with this one is I think I'm back. Let me just pop you back in the order. I don't think I need to start a new stream. Right, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Let me know if this is now working. If it's not, I'm probably gonna go somewhere and hide. You can see and hear me, Georgia? Yes! Yes! See, previously it wouldn't let me jump back into the same stream. So I'm not too sure where it decided to cut me off. But I am back. Goodness me. I tell you what, this YouTube business, this YouTube live is sent to try me. I tell you what, this YouTube business, this YouTube live is sent to try me. Right, so I want my tape here, I think, to get that hidden underneath there. I hope others can find their way back to me. I thought I was going to have to start a new stream, but it seemed to be okay in the end. Right, so I'm just going to trim that off there where the line is, and then I'm going to have to get my hole punch and just re-punch those holes, so that will go back into the album. And then I'm just going to pop these in, and have that one there. Probably. I think it might have been my phone overheating. Right, so I'm going to pop that there. I was Googling it yesterday to find out what the issue is, and other people are complaining about the Facebook Live feature. Not Facebook, the YouTube Live feature. So, I don't know whether they need to, but I did get a YouTube app update, so I think it actually might have been my phone that overheated today. Right, there we go. And then we've got this little Snow City piece of ephemera. There. And then I think I was going to have the little how this ended up being originally, but I think I'm going to pop that there, and then I might just pop that snowflake in there as well. So what happens when you move it and you can't remember how you laid it up before. Like that. And then I'm just going to add on another little foam dot. It's the benefit of not putting these in a page protector. Can add a foam dot on there. So this is probably the most embellishing that I've done so far in my album, but it's quite nice to get all of those used up. And then I'm going to have a look through my little tiny word stickers, because I am desperate to try and get these all used up, because I have another pack of them. So okay, welcome winter. Let's pop these over here, and then we have I Heart Snow. Well, it wasn't snowing, but it was cold. Just the season. Just gonna add these in. Brr. Yes, it was cold. Okay, so I'm pretty okay with that page. I'm not going to add in any journaling. The photo tells you exactly what I was doing that day in a blanket with a cup of tea. So I am going to add that in to my album. No, I'm not, because my hole punch is in the living room. So I'm going to hole punch that in, and that's going to be added in. Then I'm just going to work on day 30. Okay. So day 30 was today, 30th. So I thought it was quite nice to document some of the generic things that are done in December. And again, I don't really have a story for today. We had the guy come out, the plumber come out. I didn't grab a photograph of him, but I have decided to document the live streams, because this is the first time I've ever done live on YouTube. So I decided to take a screenshot of the little live stream logo that I've used, and I screenshot every 100 subscribers that I get to. Sometimes I don't get to it, where it's sort of ticked over to another number without me noticing. But this was Wednesday this week. It wasn't today. This was Wednesday this week that I hit 4,800. So I thought I would document about that on day 30, because obviously today is a live stream day. So I printed these just on printer paper, and I'm going to add them on here. And then I'm going to use this card that's already in here. I'm going to use this to add my journaling. And I think to make it a little bit more personal, I'm going to add journaling in, handwritten journaling in, rather than typing it or printing it. So I'm trying to do a mixture of all three throughout the album. I think I've only done 1 or 2 handwritten bits so far, so this will be quite nice to add some more handwriting in. And then, if you're wondering what I'm going to do to complete the album, I've got New Year's Eve party to go to tomorrow, so I'm probably just going to print those and chuck them in. I don't think I'm going to worry about embellishing them too much. As long as my album feels finished, then so I'm probably not going to do a process video for the last day, or a live for that, but I will probably I will do a flip through of the whole album once it's all finished. I just want to find a better pen than what I've been using for the journaling, because okay, that will work. This card I already tucked in here for December favourites. I was going to do sort of a December recap, but as it works out, this is my story for the day. So I'm going to add in, first of all, some faux stitching around these photos, because they've got a white background. I just want to make them pop a little bit more. And a bit of faux stitching will definitely help with that. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd get my sewing machine out, but who has time for that during December daily, hey? Okay. Never run out of tape, roller tape, I know, right? Okay, so let me think about what I'm going to write. I'm going to do it now, so it's all done. Oh, I don't like writing because it goes upwards in a different direction. So I'm going to see if I can get something to help me keep it nice and straight. Let's pop it there. Sorry if this is off screen. I might just add some fake lines, I actually have a journaling guide as well. Okay. Okay, so I just wrote there, this month I've been brave and done a few YouTube live videos for my December daily series. I was nervous at first, but now love being able to interact with my followers, and I'm nearly at 5,000 subbies too. So I'm just trying to think what I want to add on to this, because it does seem a little bare. So I think I might bring in this washi tape from American Crafts. Am I a multi-crafter? Yep. I like to, I knit. I can knit. I haven't knitted for quite a while, to be fair, but I knit and crochet. I've done that most recently. This year I've also got into cross stitch, so I do cross stitch as well. I quite like cross stitch, sitting down in front of the TV. Huh? Yeah. Sitting down in front of the TV to do a bit of cross stitch. That's quite nice. Let me think what else I do. That's it really, I think. Oh, thanks, Ali. Yeah, it did make me quite nervous when it happened the first time. And I'm thinking, oh, do you know, there's no point in me doing it if it's going to keep doing this. But I'm not going to let it put me off. I'm going to find out what the problem is and try and resolve it. So my 30th, my card there, I've made it look almost like a postcard. So where you put your journaling, and that looks like a little bit of a stamp. So I'm going to go with that. That is going to be my card for the 30th. So there's no photographs of me or anyone, you know, friends, family or anything, because we haven't really done anything today. But this 30 up here, it's just floating around in the pocket. So what I'm going to do is, I quite like the see-through element, so I'm going to find what I did with, that's no good. Could put this in and put the 3 and the 0 for 30, and then just add one of my other filler cards that I never got to use. I quite like that Oh So Cold one that I made, but it's not going to work with the theme. I have this Joy one. I might do that, so I might add that in. So that came out of another pocket that never got used. And I'm going to add in this 30 here. But I think what I might do is I might grab the acetate. I don't know how much of the acetate I've actually got left at the moment. I think I used quite a lot of it. Oh, actually I have this black snowflake one. So I think I might cut down a couple of 3x4 strips of this to use in here. Woodlands Retreat. No, I'm doing the Go Go Getaway one. Unless that's the Woodlands Retreat. I don't think it is. It's a different one. Oh, you're welcome, Ali. Okay. So, I think I'm just going to attach this. Again, one of my trusty tools is the tiny attacher. I know I didn't want to add any more, oh goodness me, it's too long. I know I didn't want to add any more inserts in to my album, but I think because I'm not going to be, it's not being bulked out with paper or anything, it's just going to have this one little bit of acetate in the pocket. Should be okay. See if that works. Oops, let's pop that back in. It wants to go in. Come on. There we go. And then the 0. Yeah, that one's fine. I don't know if there's one particular way this acetate needs to go. And then just staple that too. And then that's going to give me my day 30 with my story, and then I've got to use that filler card as well. And I don't know if I want to add anything else on. I don't think I do. I just think I'm adding things for adding things' sake. Right, so day 30 is done. Oh, and I need to add that in for day 30. There we are. So day 30, we've got the numbers on that bit. Then we've got my story for the day along with a filler card. So on the back of that, that's going to leave me plenty of space for the 31st as well, to add in a whole load of photos from New Year's Eve. So I think the only thing that I've got left to do in this album now is, as I said, I want to do the handwritten thing, but the cut file, but I need to sort that out with my Cricut. So once I've done that, I'm going to add that into the front page, and then I need to go back and add in my some journaling. There is journaling in here already. I printed some bits off already in here, and they're in the slots where they should be. But actually, we just flick back and we'll just go over what I've just done today. And I need to fix the 19th as well, which is the day I've got no photos, the day we found out we had a huge leak. So the 23rd, all I did, nice and simple, just backed the photograph and popped it on the tag, and the journaling will be going on the back. I added the photograph in here for the 24th, sorry. This is what we worked on mainly. The 26th with a large 6x8 photograph. The collage of photographs for the 26th as well. The 27th, where I added that little shaker tag mason jar and the photo. The 28th, that oh dear chipboard piece with them discovering where the leak actually was. And then the 20... Oh, what did I do with the 29th? Oh, the 29th is the tag one, that one. So that's going in there for the 29th. Just need to go and re-punch those holes. And then the 30th is here, which is a little bit of a story about the YouTube streaming that I've been doing. And the subscribers that I currently have, which are all very much appreciated. So that is where I'm at. Let's have a look how chunky this is now looking. I love all the bits and bobs that are coming off the top, the tags, the tabs, the pom-pom trim. So it's all looking very chunky at the moment. So I'm going to put that to one side and we're going to do a super duper quick traveller's notebook layout. So I've only done 2 so far in my traveller's notebook. But I have all these extra photos that I've printed, if I can find them underneath this avalanche of stuff. Move all this out of the way. And where are my photos? What have I done with them? Oh, goodness me. Put them safe, somewhere so safe that I can't actually find them. Right, just bear with me a second. Where did I put them? Not there. Right, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just wondering if I've left them in my living room where I was printing them out. Right, I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I thought I might have left them in there. I also brought back with me the hole punch so I can punch that day into the album as well. The 29th, 27th, 29th. Thanks, Eileen. Right, as I said, if you take the bottom off and turn it over, I'm hoping this will go back in even with the acetate in there. I think that's where it went. Okay. Had bits of acetate fly into my face. There we are. So that can now go in there for day 29. Actually, thinking about it, there's no number on that one, so I'm going to add the 29 in as well. And what I might do is I might use these ones that I didn't use, the 28. So let's add the 29 in here. Do I want to do it on that side, or do I want to do it on the other side? I might add them in here actually. Right, I'll add some glue onto that because I know that they won't stay stuck down. So there we are. That is now all the bits and bobs that I've got in the album. Just some journaling and tomorrow's to go in. Right, okay, back to this layout here. So I'm going to move all this ephemera out of the way. Give a bit of space. And then we're going to do a super quick traveller's notebook. Let me know if you are doing December daily, whether you're documenting it in an album, a ring bound album, or if you're doing it in a traveller's notebook, or a junk journal, or however else you're doing it. Shall I look through the photographs that I've got? I think I'm going to scrapbook this one here, which is of James's uncle and aunt, who we get along with really, really well. So I think I'm going to have the photograph this side. Now, what I've also got here is I'm on the design team for Quirky Kits, and they make their own Project Life cards, and these are the Christmas themed ones, so I wanted to use these before Christmas is over. So I'm going to use one of these in here. have a look through some of these. December one. And this bright. Maybe not any of those. I'm only a morning person on Christmas Day. I should have used that in my album. Most one of the time I've done on time of years here. She could be Christmas every day. Snowflakes. I want one with a sentiment on. Okay, I'll go back through. I might use that white one, which it could be Christmas every day. Or that one. Or that one. Oh, I could never make my mind up. Okay, so these Project Life cards are amazing. They're some of the best unique designs, which is why I love doing stuff with quirky kits. 6x8 album. December Daily D-Ring. Yeah, 6x8 album. Yeah, they are lovely cards, Liz. Okay, so I want to add some paper to this side. These are my thoughts. I'm going to fill this side with a pattern paper. And then this side, I'm going to add my photograph and keep it white. So I'm just grabbing out some of the full 12x12s that I've got. I love this one. Let me see if I can make this work. If I pop that on that side, the photograph on this side, that could work. That could work as well. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to work with that. Okay, so easiest way I find to do this is to line it up. If you don't work in a traveller's notebook or don't know much about them, then they're a great way to document those extra stories, where you're not going to end up with albums and albums of a whole load of layouts. Because I mean, my albums are, I'm fast running out of room to either store them, or I don't think I've got any page protectors left either. I think I've filled all of those up. And I look back through some of the layouts and think, why did I do a layout about that photo? So for me, it's a great way to be able to continue scrapping to the volume that I like to, but not have to worry about the space to store a whole load of albums. It does cause a problem with supplies though, because you do tend to use a lot less supplies than if you were scrapping sort of 12x12, but I will cross that bridge when I come to it. But for now, I quite like scrapping in a few different formats. So now I know on the previous layout I had the pattern paper to the left, but it doesn't matter. It's one of my favourite things to be able to do, add a full sheet of pattern paper. Now when you're doing this, do make sure that you are leaving a small gap on the inside edge of the notebook, because when you try to turn it like that, it won't fold up neatly. So I like this card on it here, so I'm going to add that on. I've only got 3 layouts, and this one's already quite chunky because I have used, albeit it was a thinner chipboard piece, I have used a bit of chipboard in here, so you just have to be mindful what you're using in your travellers' notebooks. So if it's a case of you've got chipboard and puffy stickers and enamel dots, then it can bulk your album out. Be careful as well with adding twine into tags, because again that bulks your album out, so just be mindful about what you're adding in. So I've got this, and I'm thinking I might just add a small little embellishment on the bottom here. I've got this little With Love at Christmas, and again it's a chipboard piece, but it's quite thin, and I think in for a penny, in for a pound at this stage, so I think I'm going to go with that. I need to find my, here it is, my thin ad tape. So, and purely because there's some red in the photo, it'll pull that colour over to this side of the page as well. I'm just going to pull that out. I just happen to be mindful of how many other dimensional things to include or not include later on in the album. Now I've made this traveller's notebook myself, so I've controlled how many pages I put in, and there's only 5 sheets of paper in the album, so I think it's going to allow me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh no, there's 4 sheets, 8, so 16 pages in this book. So I've got this photograph here, so I want to set this so it's at a diagonal distance from the from that Project Life card. I'll find the words in a minute, and although the words are going the other way, I think that's a bit too much, so I'm just going to grab my Stone Cocoa 6x6. You do save time, Liz, definitely. You did a 4-week trip around Canada. Photos to add when you come home. That's awesome. I'm going to try and find a red one. I don't think there's red in this collection though. Don't think there's any red. I don't think so. No, okay. Is there any red in the Project Life cards? Is that red? Is that card? Might have to do, short of me going through absolutely everything that I own, to find something red. Or I have this actually, that's more of a red tone, than that could work. Let's go with that. So I'm going to use this tag, and then what I think I might do is add a tag in behind it. So I think I might add, so although this is a tag, this red and white thing, this is a tag, I might add another tag in behind it so I can put some hidden journaling in there. So first of all, I'm going to stick this down to the first tag, and then that first tag I'm going to use as a pocket for the second tag, if that makes sense. So there we go. So I'm going to use that as a pocket for here. So we've got the red being pulled across to this side of the page, and I'm just going to use some thin tape right along the edge. I'm hoping, yeah, that's going to be thin enough in order for me to get the other tag. So if you've ever got journaling that you want to hide, or you just don't like the design element where it's actually on display, then you can easily create a pocket, which is exactly what I've done here. I've never done a tag as a pocket for another tag, but we're going with it. So I'm going to pop that down there, and then my tag is just going to slide in here. Pop that string down as well. I might change that string out for another one. And I think I need some more black on here, so I'm just going to grab my, I've got a roller date stamp for Christmas, so I'm just going to grab it. Okay, so I have this beastie box of a whole load of Christmas embellishments. I believe it's in here, or it was. Unless I've taken it out already. I might have taken it out. Yep, it's definitely not in there. I wonder if it's in there. If not, I'm just going to grab some stamps because I need another pop of black on the other side. So I'm just grab my stamps out, which I might have put it in here already. Nope. What have I done with that then? I've got a Christmas roller date stamp, but I've obviously put it somewhere so safe that I can't actually find it. So I'm going to grab the, I think I might use the Ali Edwards set. Unless there's anything else that springs out at me. No, 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 because I just want a little sentiment. I don't want anything too wordy. Those aren't going to work either. Eat, drink and be merry. I might use that actually. That might be a better one. I do need a volunteer to come and tidy my desk up though. If anyone's willing to come and do that. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this. I'm going to test it out on another bit of paper first.
Are you done?
Yes.
Can we go back out to colour afterwards?
Okay. Just need to apply it quite a bit, apply pressure on this one. So I'm going to add this one up here. Put pressure all over it. There we go. This isn't probably the best paper to stamp on, to be quite honest. It seems to be bleeding quite a lot. I might have to go back and fix that if I don't like that. Don't know why it's doing that. Sometimes you get that with cheaper stamps, and I think these were some cheap ones. So if I'm not too happy with that, then I can always fix that at a later date. Okay, so I think maybe I hate it when you get the little what's my scissors gone? There they are. But they don't cut correctly on the sticker sheets. Come on. There we go. So I think I'm just going to add in some tiny word stickers because I haven't added anything in today from my little sticker sheet. There's card outside. I'm doing a white Christmas. So I'm just going to add a few of these in here under that stamping. Oops. And this one here, just to bring that black and white element over to the right hand side of the page. And then I'll do my journaling off screen. I do feel like I need a little embellishment here, whether it's a piece of ephemera in that red colour. I did make this previously in the DIY embellishments, but I think it's a bit big, and it's got a wood button on as well, which I think is just a bit too bulky for a traveller's notebook. Maybe a little bit of washi tape. Maybe that might satisfy me. Let me just add on. That's going to get lost. A little thin red and white striped one. Yeah, I think I might do that. So I like the torn look. So I'll have it torn one side and then pull it and then tear it the other side. And I don't want this to go all the way across, but I want it to look like that is holding the photo on. And I think I want to do the same the other side as well for the card. So that's giving the other side another pop of that red. Oh, a little bit smaller. Here we are. Okay. And I think I'm going to call that done. I think I can just go too crazy with so many embellishments, and you don't need to. You really don't need to with Traveller's Notebook. So I'll just bring that up and give you a little bit of a closer look. So yeah, just really simple. Back in this side with the pattern paper, adding on that journaling card that was from Quirky Kits, added on this really thin chipboard piece, a little bit of washi tape to look like it's holding the card down, and then a tag, using a tag as a tag holder, which I'll put journaling on, just some tiny word stickers, a bit of stamping and a photograph. So that is my Traveller's Notebook page done. So I've done 3 so far. Yep. So I'm going to have this finished as well. Probably into January I'll do this one, but I've got a load of extra photographs. So I think that is it. So up to day 30, up to today. And I will pop back on. I'll be up tomorrow for an announcement video for the next series. And I'll pop back on as well and do a flip through of the completed album once I've got the 31st in there as well. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me for my live videos. As I said, I was completely nervous about doing these live videos, and I've enjoyed them so much that I will try and do a regular live stream once every couple of months. So yes, thank you all very much. I hope you've all enjoyed this series, and can't wait to start the next one. So have a fabulous rest of your Christmas, and enjoy yourself tomorrow for New Year's, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now. I love you all. Bye.